Trans people in Tennessee, it's time to fight. You're gonna die anyways. We're going to die anyways. It's time to resist. Fight them. Hurt them. Carry a weapon at all times. And yes, you have to attack the police officer. And if they lock you in prison, up the guard. I'll tell you something. If a police officer put his hands on me for trying to be who I am, I don't care if I got shot. I'm taking a couple of trans folks with me. And I suggest you do the same. The time for debate is over. It's a waste of time!
Besides marching and protesting, what else do you suggest?
Well, it doesn't happen overnight. It's not a miraculous. What did you say? Murder.
She's kidding. Wait a second. She's just kidding.
Don't say that. That's
you don't know. They'll pick up on that and just run with it.
The worst.
She's just kidding. It's
well. Let me talk to you about.
And if anyone should get guns, it should be trans Americans, okay? Because I'm worried for them. I'm worried that the right-wing lunatics are going to attack them as they have over and over again. And by the way, it's not just right-wing lunatics, other people attack trans folks as well.
Tonight's speaker, Charlie Kirk, a conservative podcaster who the university says is a proponent of misinformation and hate.
UC Davis stands with our transgender and non-binary allies in opposition to this hateful and divisive messaging.
There is a line that's crossed, I think, when it becomes weaponized to, to oppress other people and quite frankly, to put other people in danger.
This speaker is promoting what I would consider to be hate speech. And I'll honestly shut it down. We don't want, that's the last thing we want is to have people hurt.
One of the reasons why the tensions were so high, one of the reasons why is because the leader of the university went out of his way to lie about me.
You want to win, don't care about issues, care about power. And, when you're basically caring about issues and you're just showing that you're not serious and your enemies only pretend to care about issues. All they care about is power. They'll take any issue that gives them power in any direction. They'll be globalists, one day and nationalists another day. They'll be the same at the same time. Every time you hear a liberal do a land acknowledgement, I don't know if they do these on Florida, we're an occupied Seminole land, they're endorsing the Nazi principle of blood and soil. And, what that basically tells you is that these people will say anything to win. Okay, you're not like that. You're not there to say anything to win. You're there to be the faction of truth, the side of honor and decency. You won't say anything to win. So if you won't say anything to win, you have to do anything to win.
22 days ago, Republicans on this committee released a report showing the Federal Trade Commission sent 12 letters to Twitter in a 3-month time span. Happened to be the 3-month time that Mr. Musk had purchased the company. In the first letter, after the first Twitter files, the first question was, who are the journalists you were talking to? And in that hearing, Democrats asked them to reveal their sources. And there's another thing that happened during that hearing. While Mr. Taibbi was testifying, the Internal Revenue Service paid a visit to his home, left a note on his door saying, we'll be back in touch with you next week. That all happened. Certainly appears to be just the latest example of the weaponization of the federal government against the American people. And it shows the need for this subcommittee and its work to proceed no matter how robust the opposition. Today's hearing is so important and builds on our prior work related to government-induced censorship.
This was meant to send a message to any journalist who dares to do their job. Why are only right-wing outlets are covering this? Well, I guess it's because the left doesn't want to do its job. Or maybe since their team is doing it, this is all fine. That's the latter.
The current administration uses the FBI as a Praetorian Guard, charged with raiding the political enemies of the regime, including the former president and most likely challenger to Joe Biden in the 2024 presidential race, Donald Trump. This dangerous escalation in rhetoric and politicalization of law enforcement will continue because the left genuinely believes that allowing the country to deviate from unfettered leftist progress for even one election cycle would result in some kind of Handmaid's Tale Christo-fascism mashup from their worst nightmares.